Hi, I am the Sports Judge. Welcome. How are you guys loving this heat? Man, I'm loving it. We having a heat wave here in California. It is muggy, humid. I love it. Today, and I've been wanting to talk about this, but I've been sick. I'm finally feeling better. It's not too late to have this conversation about the Boston Celtics. Are the Celtics on the verge of a dynasty? Two championships are not a dynasty. You have to win at least three, and other teams are coming in the NBA. I don't think you can convince the general public that the Celtics can three-peat or come even close to winning back to back. Can you really see this team doing that when they by far had the easiest reach to the NBA Finals? Every team they faced in the East, their star player got hurt in each round. First round, Miami. Jimmy Butler was injured. Second round, Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell was out 2 games. And then you get to the Eastern Conference Finals versus the Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton suffered an injury. I would often point out that it wasn't the Celtics' fault that dudes were getting hurt. It wasn't their fault that people were dropping like flies. Yes, they faced teams that were shorthanded due to injuries, but you can't discredit them. You can't take away what they accomplished as a team. Gotta give the Celtics a lot of credit. They were also missing Porzingis for 95% of their run. You're asking who's the best team in the East right now? It's the champions. It's the champion Boston Celtics. Now, I think it will be, especially in this era, incredibly hard to win next season. But I do think it's doable. I do think it's feasible. The reality is going to hit when the Celtics, run into a healthy team in their playoff run. A completely banged up Knicks team will be healthy. A short-handed Pacers team will be healthy. The Bucks will be stronger and better. I'll be honest about this. The Celtics are definitely good enough and capable of winning back-to-back titles with everybody coming back. That's why I think they can run it back, because everybody's coming back. I think they could actually run it back. I really do. There's not really a team in the East that could stop a Boston repeat, healthy or unhealthy. And a lot of people might say, well, you have the Bucks, you have the Pacers, you have the Miami Heat. They're going to be coming back. We're in an era of parity, and the other teams will get better, but I'm still picking the Celtics. They have a chance. I don't understand how you can't look at this team and say they are favorites to do it again. Come out of the East as the buzzsaw. If we're talking about the team they are currently now, then yeah, I could make a case that they become an NBA dynasty. Now, I do believe, again, they have an uphill battle to climb if they want to dominate the league for the next couple of years. But they have the ability to run back the same core next season as their top 8 players, based on minutes played, are under contract or have a team option for 2024-2025. Their core are pretty much durable and healthy when it matters. Excuse me. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have validated this Celtics core with their first title. You keep this group together, and they can certainly be a problem for the rest of the East. This summer, they're going to work on Jason Tatum's extension. We already know about the extension after hearing reports that JT is eligible for a 4-year, $315 million extension, which would obviously make him the highest paid player. 1 year ago, Boston pulled up in a Brinks truck to pay Jaylen Brown, locked him up, and gave him his bag. What's changed in a year, looking at this Celtics team, is that Tatum got better. Jaylen Brown got better. They improved the roster. Like, Brown has proved he's worth every penny after getting his lump sum cash. Because I'm just talking after watching him in the finals and can certainly say he lived up to his contract. Like, that to me is why he won the finals MVP. I think it could have gone either way. Here we are anointing him as the star player on the Celtics. Now, I will say Tatum delivered an outstanding performance in the Celtics title-clinching Game 5 victory. But the overall best player in the series was Jaylen Brown. He was the best player on the court. Now, Jason Tatum, you can make the argument that Jason Tatum is the best Boston Celtic. I don't know. It's close to me. They're both good. They're great tag team partners. They work tremendously well together. I get why people were saying Jason Tatum was the most valuable player, mainly because he made plays when necessary in big spots. His shots weren't always falling in big games, but he contributed in other ways. When shots just weren't falling, he decided to pass the ball, distribute the ball, and ignited the offense in other ways. I still think Brown, offensively, scoring-wise anyway, had the better series. He had shown the ability to carry the Celtics offensively when they needed buckets. I don't know. Listen, they are young enough to get another one. But it's hard just winning one, let alone three. Other teams, as I said earlier, are getting better. They're getting better and better. They're getting stronger. If the East stays the way it is, though, and the Celtics overpower people the way they did, last season, then the C's could have many easy paths to the finals in the upcoming years. Think about that for a second. Competition is one thing, but I think you also have to be built for it. That's the question. Are Tatum and Brown built for it? And it seems as if, and understandably so, the Celtics are early favorites going into next season. And why wouldn't they be? They're the champions. This championship has maybe convinced people enough that they truly believe the Celtics are about to dominate the league for the next couple of years. I mean, that's hard to do. But I can go back to that Indiana series where they were sweating bullets against the Pacers, even without Halliburton. The dynasty talk usually comes up anytime a team wins. We always have this conversation. Dynasty is a very big word. I guess the question remains, is this a dynasty? Is a dynasty possible in the current era? Could this be a start of a new dynasty? I think the Celtics could win. This team is stacked. They have enough depth like a championship team needs. Your finals MVP averaged 20 points in the finals. Derek White and Drew Holiday emerged as the best defensive backcourt. For the Celtics, their path to a championship was because they had the NBA's most solid starting five. And for that, while I think the rest of the league is getting better, I think it's logical in a sense to believe that the Celtics can at least repeat. I'm not saying they'll go back to back to back, but there's a chance they can't repeat. Now, it won't be easy, but we know this too. Every team that faces them next season is going to play them twice as harder with the intent to beat them. So I'm not saying it will be easy. It makes sense because when you look at the roster, you still have everyone intact to do it again next season. And even if they lose players in free agency along the way, Brad Stevens has shown that he's a forward thinker who is not afraid to make bold moves to strengthen their roster. Stevens deserves a ton of credit for building a Celtics team that can win a championship now, next season, and maybe even beyond next season. You have two cornerstone pieces in Brown and Tatum, and you supplemented them with guys who actually would fit the roster. Brad's biggest strength is that he brings in mid-level guys who can turn a good team into a great team. From culture, organizational leadership, style of play, a pair of superstar wing players, defensive brilliance, and clutch moments fueled by Drew Holiday and Derek White. And of course, this rest of the roster. You look at the rest of the roster. This group they have now is special. I actually think the Celtics will be even better next season than they were this year. If they can avoid major injuries, I see no reason to believe they won't win the title again next June. And to be fair, Tatum doesn't get credit for being a versatile wing player. To me, he's also the most durable star in the league. He hasn't missed more than 8 games in a season. Your other pieces are tough guys who always get back up. If Tatum is having a bad night in terms of shooting, Brown picks him up. If Brown is shooting isn't shooting well or having one of his off nights, Derek White shows up and give you 20. If he's not providing much offensively, he's forcing turnovers and he's active on the defensive side of the floor. And then you're getting 20 or 30 from Drew Holiday, who is a quality scorer and defender. The rest of the East will be healthier. I understand that. But if they can smoke the rest of the conference like they did last season or just recently, make it to the finals again and get a team that they match up perfectly with, they can certainly win it all. I can see them doing that. The thing you absolutely can count on for next season is the experience all the guys got seeing what it takes to actually win. I think that will be as important as any other factor. Chemistry will continue to develop. Tatum and Brown will only get better and better. I think they both get to another level. I think they both got another level to get to. Healthy or not, because of how balanced Boston is, I just don't think there is a single team in the East that is currently a legitimate threat to the Celtics in a 7-game series. I'm getting out of here now. I'm sweaty. I'm humid. It is hot out here. I love the heat, though. I love the heat. This is my favorite time of year. No moist, no rain, no water falling from the sky. It's just perfect. It's fucking perfect out here. I love this type of weather. I wish we could get it all year round. We usually do here in Southern California. So I can't complain right now. I love it. But anyways, guys, I'm sweating. I'm getting out of here. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.